Hey all, and welcome back to Sonic Rush. Did he say his name was a different kind of Eggman? Doesn't matter, I'll scramble them all. Tails, he was wearing completely different clothes, alright? Just because he talks, acts, and kind of sounds like Eggman, doesn't mean he's Eggman.
You fell apart trying to explain that one, didn't you?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's kind of bugging me too. Like, the plot hinges on Sonic never really questioning why he's not facing the real Eggman. And just in case you're wondering, yes, Blaze does the opposite and fights the proper Eggman. And another cool thing, I'll probably bring this up when we do Blaze's story, but the levels are the same between characters, but the order is different, and that is really something I wish they did in Sonic Heroes, because logistically speaking, the order in that game does not make sense, because Team Sonic starts in a canyon, so they should start in Rail Canyon, and, you know, Team Chaotic starts in what appears to be a city, so maybe Grand Metropolis should be where they're starting, but, you know, Richie, Flame and I have yet to do Sonic Heroes, so maybe I'll bitch about that when we actually get to that, and it'll be like the third or fourth Sonic Heroes playthrough on the channel.
Well, I mean, we've already talked about redoing Generations, and I think you got like 5 of them already, so fuck it, why not?
Indeed.
I mean, to be fair, at this point, you're kind of just going like, oh, it's been about like 5 years, time to do it again!
As long as there's a fairly lengthy period of time between playthroughs, I've got no problem with an LP redoing stuff like their greatest hits or whatever, if you want to phrase it that way. But if it's like once every year, unless it's like a seasonal thing, it's kind of taking the piss a little bit. I don't like this level or its music. It's probably my least favourite in the game.
This is probably my favourite song on the soundtrack. What the fuck is wrong with you?
God, why you gotta be such a contrarian all the goddamn time?
It's not me being a contrarian when you're wrong.
Okay, Flame, let's talk objectivity in regards to music and whatnot, shall we?
Yeah, we shall, because I'm objectively right. I will say the level design, I agree with you there, because it is a bit of a slow level. There's a lot of stopping and starting, especially with them like enemy moot crush rooms that there's far too many of, because they kind of break the pace a bit. But I really like Ethno Circus, the song. It's like the main lead, I'm not sure exactly what that sample is, but the beat in the background, like the bassy vocal thing they got going on, that's a sample from a song called Donny by The It, and it is literally just the line don da don 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 over and over, and it just works so well.
I'm going to imagine that theme in the background whenever I chat with Donny, you know?
Yeah, it's like, come on, play Spinball for us again. Don, 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 don.
Yeah, as the person who, you know, gets to sit in here and, you know, be the mediator, this song is driving me up the wall already, so I'm with Tom on this one, you're wrong, Flame.
What is it with you two having objectively shit taste?
Says you.
No, I was just born with it.
Go on, fight back. What examples have you got of me having bad taste?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's a good game. Good character. He's badass.
Okay, well, what's Shadow done in recent years to justify his badass reputation?
He said, you got this, Sonic.
Flame, that was 9 years ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and?
God, don't you just half feel old when you actually put it into perspective and whatnot?
Well, see, the thing there, Tom, is that you're the one in this call who actually is old. I don't feel old because I'm not.
Oh, God, I'm wasting away.
No, it's great. It's one of them things that it does sort of set in, because like, I get comments all the time on like my Sonic long plays that I do. So I have had a surprising amount of comments from people saying that Sonic Colors was their childhood game and it brings back nostalgic memories. And I think that's when it starts to set in.
Yeah, because wasn't that like, what, 13 years ago?
It was 2010, so 10 years ago. But
yeah, fair enough.
But like, you think about it, if they were playing it when they were like 4 or 5, then they are teenagers now. They are like, they will have been around playing Sonic for quite a little while now, so it does add up.
Yeah, and next year is Hellfire Com's 13th anniversary, so...
Oh, so you were going to have to do all the Kingdom Hearts' then?
I've done that more than once, Richie, although, you know, we were discussing redoing Sonic playthroughs for the nth time, so wouldn't be too much of a stretch, I guess.
Please don't do that. I think Helldragon needs to run away and hide at this point.
Oh, he's not going to accept any more Kingdom Hearts stuff unless they pay him like $100 or whatever.
But I mean, you've got the final mix version, so you've got a perfectly good excuse.
Yeah, I guess so.
That is not a good excuse. It's a fucking upscale fault. It's not a good excuse.
It's a better excuse than most.
I mean, true, but you know. If you're wondering why we're bullshitting so much, it's because stuff like that is the gameplay of fucking Mirage Road. That's why I agree that it's not the most interesting of the levels gameplay-wise. And there is another section like that in the next act coming up.
I was just having a nice conversation, Flame. I wasn't bullshitting to pass the time.
Well, I mean, there is a Sonic game on screen, so it would make sense if we're talking about Sonic.
True. We could talk about Pokemon or Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, like, I'm down for a bit of Pokemon, considering, you know, we've got the Crown Tundra coming out very, very shortly as of the time that we are recording this commentary. Hey, dating things!
Yay! Actually, Doom Eternal's DLC came out today, I believe.
Ah.
Yeah, but we will be covering the Crown Tundra, so maybe let's save that for that playthrough.
Indeed.
Unless we just start talking about Sonic there, because fuck it, why not?
How apt that we're dating stuff and we're in like an Egyptian tomb type setting, because God knows when I pass away I'm going to leave the start date of all my LPs on the grave.
I'm sure future historians would love to look into the history of Hellfire Cops.
Oh God. Let it die. Let the past die.
This makes it more fun when you got 2 layers of enemies that you just have to twat out the way before you can move, doesn't it?
Well, you're the one who said the level's good, Flame, so you obviously advocate for this sort of design.
I said the music's good. This was like a minute ago. How fucking old are you?
Oh, sorry. That wasn't a rhetorical question. Let's see. This year, I am going to be free 2s.
222. Okay.
Well, not 6, 32. God, I confused myself with my own numerical logic there for a second.
Oh, good God, what has this game already reduced us to? And this isn't one of the bad ones.
No, I would say this is at least upper middle tier for Sonic.
I would say, like, in terms of the handhelds, it's definitely one of the better ones. I would say I lean a little bit closer towards Advance 2. But that's something that we can talk about, actually, because Advance 2 had a sort of proto boost thing going on, which I feel like that's one of the things that different people lean different ways as to whether they prefer the boost kicking in automatically when you get to a certain speed, or whether you have a manually enabled boost like this. Tom, where do you stand on that?
Ooh. I think there's merit for both things, like having to earn it without just simply taking out enemies, gathering rings, etc. We're talking about like the slipstream or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like when you get a trail behind you in Advance 2 and it kicks into like a boost mode.
Right. And yeah, that's good. This boost, it complements the, just go fast sort of design. Even if it's not as, engaging as the Advance, series of level design, they're still both valid. And actually, Advance 1, 2, and 3 and Sonic Rush all had the same director, Akinori Nishiyama. What else did he work on? Chief producer on Sonic 06 and Secret Rings, so, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, not the best of accolades, but
yeah, let's just let him handle the handhelds, okay?
Huh. He hasn't worked on the series since 2009, if the Sonic fandom wiki is to be believed, as Sonic character supervisor for Olympic Winter Games.
Oh. Well, I mean, fun fact is that this was Yuji Naka's penultimate Sonic game. His last one being Sonic Riders.
Oh, he was working on Riders. I didn't realise he was on that. I thought it was between this and Shadow.
No, so he was producer for Sonic Rush, and he was executive producer for Sonic Riders, and that is the last Sonic game that's in his catalogue. It's his, I think, I don't know what the word for fourth to last actual Sega game as producer is, but basically that, because it was Sonic Rush, Puyo Puyo Fever 2, Sonic Riders, Fantasy Star Universe, and that was his end of his producing at Sega. It then just got to the end of 2006 with some Sega Ages things as executive supervisor, and that's his time with Sega done.
It says here the last syllable but 4 of a word of utterance is pro-pre-ante-penultimate.
Okay, no, that makes sense, because anti-penultimate is third to last, penultimate second to last, so yeah.
I will absolutely remember that.
Yeah, it's already gone from my memory. Anyway, here we have a robot rolling up a ball of robot shit.
That is a robot dung beetle. Nice.
Flame, do you know why the Egyptians revered the scarab so much?
I do not. Please inform me.
Because the ball of dung basically reminded them of the sun.
Ah, okay. I've got nothing to say to that, but that's fascinating.
Well, I was huge into other mythologies as a kid. Still am to a certain degree.
It's one of the things that, like, there's a lot of mythological stuff that most people just sort of have a mishmash in their mind of everything from their different adaptations and interpretations in popular media. So it's like, I recognise a lot of story tropes and that showing up over and over again, but where it actually comes from, it could be fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, half of that problem is due to the fact that a lot of general mythological things that exist in the world are in some form a monomyth. There's a lot of different myths throughout the world that have very, very, very similar ideas. I mean, you need look no further than all the snakes that you see throughout mythology, and also the whole ideas of trees. That always turns up quite a lot. Some sort of resurrection, that's quite similar. There are a lot.
That's kind of an artifact of these stories coming from pre-publishing eras, so there'd be a kind of Chinese whispers thing going on as stories were told from one person to the next.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that kind of bleeds into a lot of popular stories, and you even see it in like more like religion sort of things as well, different adaptations. You know, it's just one of them things when you get these similar but not the same stories.
Yeah, let's see. This Wired article I brought up basically confirms what I was talking about. Is this behaviour, the scarabs rolling their shit, which captured the imaginations of the ancient Egyptians. According to etymologists, blah 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 blah, the scarab, so reason the Egyptians, rolls the turd and disappears it, just as the sun emerges and vanishes every day. Does their solar god Khepri, a humanoid figure with the face of a dung beetle, roll the star across the sky, bury it at sunset and dig it back up at the eastern horizon at dawn.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is a terrifying model for vanilla. What's going on?
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, is this the sort of first time that vanilla was ever pictured in 3D?
In 3D, possibly. Her first appearance was in Advance 2 with Cream, but I don't think she was in any like the spin-offs or anything, so it probably was, yeah.
And actually, is this probably her final game appearance?
I can't confirm that. If there's any like huge vanilla fans in the audience, feel free to let us know.
Also, if there's any huge vanilla fans, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, please.
I have just checked the Sonic fandom wikia, and yes, Vanilla the Rabbit appeared in Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Advance 3, and then Sonic Rush, and she has not been in any of the games since, although she has been mentioned in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Sonic Free Riders, Sonic Generations, randomly Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and Sonic Runners.
Yeah, she shows up in the comic as well, so she's still around in some sense.
Yeah, she appeared in Sonic X, Archie Comics, Sonic Comic, and also in the current IDW publishing. So she does exist in canon still, but game-wise, nobody gives a shit about Vanilla, so they probably saw this model and thought, no, this is never going to work, run away.
I mean, if she ain't playable, who really cares? You know, NPCs in a Sonic game, it's nice and all, it's nice in theory, but, you know, we want to play as different characters. Well, at least the fans do. I'm not sure what Sonic Team got into their mind about, oh, people hate Sonic's shitty friends, it's not because a lot of them just control really poorly or anything. No, players must hate different playstyles.
I think the problem with that one is that there was a period, and it was sort of, I suppose, Heroes through to 06, where, they're just... Sonic's friends didn't necessarily have the attention character-wise to make them feel worthwhile, but also, not all of them played particularly well, so there was just the whole, can we please just play as Sonic and just Sonic for once? And then they did that for a bit, and everyone was just like, yes, this is awesome, we love it. But then Sega didn't realise that then people were just like, okay, we've had that bit of a break from the Friends gameplay now, can we have it back for a bit so that, we can get a little bit of variety going on here? And they just didn't realise that was getting said, and just listened to all of the reviewers who just constantly took the piss out of Sonic's friends and how pointless they were, and gradually removed them more and more from the narrative, basically everyone except Tails, and then just ended up going completely off their face.
Yeah, well, this is a recurring thing with Sonic Team in particular, I've noticed, in that they tend to only understand the face value, superficial side of feedback.
Yeah.
And this kind of comes down to the same thing with, like, the Mania team's understanding of Classic Sonic versus Sonic Team's understanding of Classic Sonic. Because, like, Sonic Team keep using Classic Sonic, but they don't seem to understand what it is people like about Classic Sonic. It's not the character design itself, it's the fact that he has this momentum-based gameplay, which the gameplay in all the more recent Sonic Team iterations of Classic Sonic hasn't been accurate. Like, in Generations it was a bit off, and in Forces it was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And, like, so it very much is, like, I don't know whether it's messages not getting passed along or whether it is just a more cynical thing of, this is nostalgic, it will make people buy it because they played Sonic as a kid. I don't know whether I want to put it down strictly to that cynical thing, but, it kind of does feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, comparing that to Mania, and I don't really like doing the whole Mania is perfect, everything else bad, but when it comes down to the actual use of the character and the gameplay, they do very much understand why people like Classic Sonic, and you can even see that in the inclusion of Sonic's shitty friends. Like when they bring in Mighty and Ray, they control similar enough to Sonic for the gameplay to be familiar, just with their own little twists. So, and that's kind of what people have always wanted from Sonic's friends in the games.
Well, that's what happened in Crash 4. It's about time. Like, I haven't had a chance to play as Dingo Dial or Cortex at the time of recording, but Crash and Coco play identically. Torna is kind of the same, just with, like, a grappling hook, but otherwise still has the same jump physics and so on as Crash and Coco, and that's how they should do it. Like, the reason Blaze is so popular, she is basically female Sonic with fire and whatnot, although I will say, Sonic goes faster overall, Blaze jumps higher, so little changes like that, while still maintaining a core concept, is how you win people over and implement different playstyles effectively, I think.
Exactly, and I think it's one of those things where I suppose it's difficult to see what information they're getting and how they are responding to it, because obviously one of the ways that you try and make people happy is by taking the data that you've got available and making your decisions based on that. Equally, there is always the whole argument sometimes of people don't know what they want until you give it to them. But it's a fine line to walk, and whatever line Sonic Team generally walk, they always seem to be either like 5 steps behind the conversation, or they just seem to go off on a path of just like something that nobody wanted, and actually when you look at it, nobody would have told you that was a good idea. Like, some people, you go into something and just go, like, somebody shows you something and you go, I didn't know I wanted that, but now I know that I really, really, really want that.
Yeah.
But everything that they have actually shown since Unleashed, as much as I love Unleashed, has been a case of everyone's looked at it and gone, I didn't ask for that, and I don't think I actually want it, sorry. Which is the problem.
That being said, I still actually remember the day the Werehog teaser came out, because the actual day stuff leaked, and I would know this obviously because I would post it at my original NTop64 account, got rightfully terminated. That was my own B, you know, I'll own up to that. But everyone was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. And then the Werehog stuff came out, and oh, there's the rub, you know, there's the other side of the gimmick coin.
Well, that was like the start of probably one of the very few actual valid like applications of the Sonic Cycle meme, let's be fair.
Yeah, great run on that boss, by the way. That was Night Carnival. We didn't really get much chance to talk about it. Maybe when Blazer's side rolls around. But hey, we got a lot of good discussion about Shitty Friends in. And that'll do it for this part, guys. So we'll see you next time for more of Sonic Rush.
Should we try this again?